Good afternoon to everyone. Today I'm going to talk on public participation in EIA process. Basically, EIA 2006 notification talks of participation of public to view the impact of the proposed project on the environment. Basically, it is the two-way exchange of information from the proponent to the public and from public to the proponent. This is what it is basically meant for. And the public participation has got a significant role in deciding the clearance given to a particular project. So to start with, basically this process talks of uh, what is called as the as I was just discussing, it was introduced in by MOF during the EIA notification of 2006 on September 14th, 2006. Basically, to have a transparent and decentralized and efficient regulatory mechanism incorporating the general public on the decision taken process or decision making process and all those activities which are scheduled at schedule 1 of EIA notification category A or category B project, even category under category B project also, there is category B1 and category B2. The EIA attracts category A and category B1 projects, which has to undergo a public participation process of public hearing. The procedure is an entrepreneur has to make an application to the pollution control board. Pollution control board will get a date from a respective district magistrate or district collector to conduct a public hearing. A clear notice of 45 days is given to conduct the public hearing. A wide publicity should be given in terms of newspapers, television sets, and other medias, along with a gist of the project proposed by a proponent, like executive summary of the proponent, both in English and the vernacular language. And then a particular place has to be decided. Generally, it happens through a project where the industry is going to establish, our industry is going to take up the expansion activities. This public participation will come at a third stage after screening and scoping activity. And the public consultation has a significant importance, as I was just discussing with you about the basic principles on which the public consultation is designed. One is prior information consent principle, and the other is proximity principle. That means the people around that particular area where the industry is going to establish and industry is going to take an expansion activity should know that what is happening inside the industry, what are the pollutants which the industry is going to generate, and how they are adopted different strategies or pollution control measures to mitigate or prevent the pollution which is caused by their activity. This is basically the prior infant principle, and the proximity principle talks of the distance which all these activities are happened. Like, for example, methane isocyanate, when Bhopal gas tragedy has happened, the people are the styrene gas in the recent months, where in Vizag, which has happened, the people around the proximity are never knew that this is the gas which is released by the industry. That is why the impact was very high. So, to avoid such incidences, the proximity principle is considered in the public consultation process. As I was telling you earlier, category A and category B project will undertake public consultation process. And what is basically public consultation, public participation, public hearing, and public concentration participation means is public should have a say in the developmental process. It means that there is a two-way communication between the proponent, statutory authorities, and the people or the public, and the information will flow among all the three stakeholders, both from proponent to public and from public to proponent. It means the proponent will have a scope to modify the process based on the requirement of public, or the public will have a say in the decision process of the industry or the proponent. So this is how it has to take, take a shape. And what are the objectives of public participation or public consultation? It is to develop a public relation between the public and the stakeholder or the industry who are residing in the vicinity. Once you know about each other, naturally you will have a rapport or a relationship among the different stakeholders. Then there is a scope for involving all the public in the decision making process on the environmental issues. And it is also helpful to get a suggestion from the public to improve the pollution control facilities or the process so that the impact on the environment will be minimized at all levels. And it also helps us to develop a confidence and trust between the stakeholders. And the second objective is to exchange the information. As I was just talking to you, that the information will flow from public to industry and industry to public. So in between, if there are any lacunas, both from the public side as well as the industry side, the same will be taken care of by a dialogue. This is the advantage of the objectives of public participation, and it also helps us to resolve the conflicts between the public and the industry. This is the most important thing, because once the industry is established in an area, it has to run for 10, 15, or 20 years. In order to have a smooth operation of the industry, it is better to have no conflicts. It is better to have a, a dialogue between the public who are surrounded by the industries and to the industry. This will be done through public participation process. And the advantages of public participation is, as I was just discussing with you, it can serve as a mechanism for exchange of information. See, in public also, there may be some experts who can give suggestions for improvement of the process, for improvement of pollution control, for conservation of resources, etc. And from industry side also, there is a participation of public saying that uh, industry is going to provide all these measures to mitigate the pollution or to prevent the pollution. So there is a dialogue which happens between the public and the industry, and it will also provide a source of information on the values, the local values, that some special information is there in the region, that will be informed to the industry, so that industry will take a steps not to hamper those activities, or not to conserve the species or local species, which are most important for ecological balance. It also had established the credibility of planning and assessment process, provides both judicial and public examination of the factors and consideration in the decision making process. I was just talking to you. When we develop a rapport or a relationship with the public, most of the conflicts can be solved only at the dais, not going to a court or judiciary systems. That is how we can improve the quality of the product or the process, and to minimize the pollution control or a pollution from the particular activity. And in a nutshell, the conclusion of public participation on the EIA process or on the decision making process, which can hamper the environment or health of the environment, it is the benefit to the project proponent, public, and the government, because there will not be any conflict. So government can aram se sleep on the issue, because there are no issues. All the issues will be sorted out between the public and the industry. That is how the public participation will help to resolve the conflicts. It also uh, should be planned. The public participation should not happen in an ad hoc way. It should be properly planned, so that there is an internalization of general public on the developmental process, which will also provide, I was just talking to you on the suggestions for improving the overall quality of environment, and helps for effective implementation of pollution control strategies. I was giving you an example, like if a back filter cannot work for a cement industry, public may say that you can adopt ESP as a control equipment. Or if public says, please provide a back filter, the industry may say that I'm going to provide you more efficient pollution control system of ESP rather than a back filter, something like that. So it needs a beginning before the project planning and decision making process. So if anything is to happen, if we conduct a public participation, if we discuss the issue with the public, probably most of the conflicts can be resolved. It is always used to create suitable mode of, and it should be accepted by a general public. And the input of public will always be taken in a positive sense so that we can always achieve a sustainable development, conserve the resources, reduce the pollution, and the overall impact of developmental activities on the environment. So I thank EMPRI authorities for giving me an opportunity to talk to you people. Thank you very much. Tejas, ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ